everyone, and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For this video on how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we've never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. That's for all of you who keep telling me to make my intros faster. Hopefully anybody else understood that. This week, we have a map by Butter, floating Fernway. Okay, high speed. Not how you wanted to do the first transition. Yeah, keep it super low, I think. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough track to stay on. Looks pretty simple though. Little bobsled section right at the end. Yeah, okay, so you just keep it super low there so you don't get the bounce. Oh, this is so fast. I think I'm just putting on the 80% steering limit, and we're just gonna stick with that. Oh, if you touch the first inside wall, you're just screwed. Because you need to be at the very bottom of the track. Okay, kind of tough to see that wall. Quick Racer already passing me. So, I will point out early on here that I am going for the trifecta this week, with winning Petit Cup de Jour on Wednesday and then Cube of the Week on Thursday. Now try to get the big win, Cup of the Day. That being said, Quick Racer, my new rival, has stolen 4 of my world records off of competition maps this week, after the competition was over. Quick Racer looks very fast on this map. I'm not surprised. Very stacked lobby here. Already just looking at the people on the leaderboard this early on. Quick Racer round, Curran, Panda, Zoman, top 5 are all Cup of the Day winners. Yeah, this is going to be a strong lobby and probably a pretty tough map to beat some of the very good racers. Okay, a little bit more inside, alright. And I think the last remaining question is, how do I set up for this bobsled? More on the left side. You want to be on the left so that you're not sliding around like crazy. AT is a 44.2. Butter himself is a strong racer, so I expect that's a decent author time. I don't know how much it's been grinded though. Zoman and Round getting fairly close. I'm pretty happy to be 9th place given the names that are above me. That's a solid start. There's going to be a lot of resetting at turn 1 on this track. Because, like, really, if you're not against the wall on the straight piece between turns 1 and 2, you're just going to bounce, and it's going to be so bad. Oh, man, yeah. So there's probably actually a fair bit of time saved by, like, cutting some of these corners like that. So I have to keep an eye out for that as this tournament goes on. Still don't really like that bobsled at all. I'm not sure how to set up for it. 45-0. I think the 80% steering limit's going to help a lot, though. It is one of my go-tos for super fast tracks where it's easy to skid out. And it seems like there isn't a spot on this track except for maybe the bobsled at the very end, where you need more than 80%. So there's like two corners. There's that one right there, and then there's this next one right here that I think are kind of the big ones to be cutting. Nick, stop that. Can you jump into the bobsled? That's my next question. So hypothetically, you come off of this bank. Yeah, that's a terrible jumping angle. You're never going to get the height for that. It's just the bobsled feels so awkward. Maybe I'm not getting far enough to the left, or maybe you don't want to be on the left. Maybe you want to ride the right side all the way down. Let's try the right side. $171, 169. I don't think speeds are going to be varying too much. 172. Oh, that turn's kind of tough. Seem to have lost speed. Ah! Okay. So I do think you just have to be on the left side then. Pretty solid run. I like how this has felt. Super left. I'm just sliding on the bobsled every time, but I don't know. It's so close to the end, it's not like a huge deal. I'll worry about inner wall rides when someone can actually show me that one of them works. Y'all can keep experimenting however much you want. I'm not gonna waste my time. Ah! I tapped the inside wall there. There's gonna be a lot of inside wall tapping. Okay, did not slide on the bobsled. Got a tiny improvement, so maybe that is the line. There's like 4 do them, you. Don't talk about him if you're not gonna do him. I think the big challenge of this track is kind of just how fast it is. It's hard to be as precise as you actually need to be to get some of these corners well. Does that work actually? Is that good? The jump didn't feel good, but the bobsled was actually not bad. Let's find Soman's in first place. He knows what he's doing. Close to author time, not quite breaking up. Yeah, pretty standard. He's going to cut a couple of these corners. Someone's going backwards for some reason. Let's see. Yeah, he does that tiny little jump too. Yeah, and he's also struggling with the bobsled, so I guess I don't need to mind too much about my ending. Wonder how much speed actually carries. I have 170 personal best speed down there. 73, yeah, so a little bit. I mean, we are Yeah, we do have the new decimal speed splits, and I think it is the decimals that are going to be the difference, at least through the first 3 checkpoints. Alright, into Elim rounds, Zoman, Kern, Quick Racer, the top 3. Quickle and Round, finishing out the top 5. Lots of previous Cup of the Day winners in the top 10, top 11. 50 players. I am actually expecting some DNFs just because it's such a high-speed track. I think some people are going to struggle to stay on the track, as I am doing immediately. .167 is not very good there. Oops. Hit steering limit instead of camera change. Zoman again with the .3 in round 1 here. Kerncobb again in second. I think there might be a lot of speed saved in not getting airtime on that little rollover between CP1 and 2. Whoa, there's an inner. Hey, I found one. I don't know if that was actually faster for me or if this is just a better run to begin with. Holding arms up, in my experience, also can kind of get you over these corner cuts a little cleaner. Although you don't want to be holding arms up regularly. Big slide out. 44.9. That's fine, I think. If I'm in the 44s, I'll be good for a while. Bunch of people in the 44.5s, and then Zoman kind of running away with things so far. We do have a few DNFs, actually not that many. Not as many as I was expecting. I kind of wonder if the DNFs are going to continue, though. It's kind of a simple track. Like, it looks like a simple track, but it's so high speed, I could see people failing this, even into the later rounds. Kind of like, I'm thinking of like the last Icarus Cup of the Day map, where there's a pretty smooth track, smooth lines all around, but people just couldn't stay on track, I think, and were DNFing for a long time into that cup. Little airtime. Huge slide out again, but it's right before the finish. I don't lose too much time. Zoman is getting faster, though. The first .2 just shy of Butter's author time. That felt like a super clean start. Yeah, this is a pretty solid run so far. Tiny slide out on, I think, an irrelevant tire. Yeah, this is kind of a bad angle, but I'm still going to hit the finish. That's a personal best. That's a .5. So those are, well, those are the .5s everybody else was doing last round. They are all .4s now, apparently. Still a few DNFs in the waning seconds. Oh, someone doing some fancy tricks. That's not going to hit the finish, though. 3 DNFs. 51 being the other elimination. So 44s. Mid 44s seems like this main pack up top here. Zoman's still looking really fast. There are so many strong players in this cup that I think anybody in the top 10 is going to be pretty difficult to beat. I mean, we're all putting down like the same times. And I know those times are just going to get faster throughout the cup. Which, my times tend to not get that much faster throughout the cup, so that scares me a little. I'll just take a finish, honestly. That had to have lost me a lot of speed. Uh-oh. What if I entered the final turn? So that was too far left on the bobsled. Still honing in on that bobsled line. Wonder if I should go first person earlier, actually, one turn earlier. And even come out of it a bit later. Finding it's more comfortable to switch back to third person kind of after you've done that slalom section. Let's keep it in the bobsled this time. I'm actually very close to being eliminated. That was a big improvement though, from 33rd to 7th, 8th. Current this time in the point 2, is that equaling Zomin's time? Oh, GTR is like super broken. 4 DNFs that time. There we go, 2 milliseconds faster than Zomin. If I get used to that first person change, I think that'll be good for me. Because I think that turn down is going to be easier to do in first person. Then we might as well just keep it through this section until here. I don't know, there's so much coming at you so quickly in that section. Even though you're not steering a whole lot, it's kind of a straight line through a serpentining road. But there's so much coming at you that it doesn't feel like there's a good time to change camera. Bit of air. I've got another kind of slow speed split there. I mean, I could go... I don't know, I kind of like where I'm switching to first. Not really sure what to do with the camera changes. This is a slow run, apparently. Felt like a nice bobsled line. Am I actually going to be up? Not quite. Wonder if you can catch anybody else doing it at the end here. Looks like most people are doing the left to right, at least. Zomin again improving the world record by another few milliseconds. Looks like Zomin and Curran are the people to watch today. Pretty slow moving cup here. We got just the 4 eliminations on a few rounds. Kind of feels like we should be a lot further into the cup than 32 players. Maybe I'm just too used to these mega DNF round 1s. I think it's harder to see the apex in third person, even though I'm hitting it more consistently in third. I think it's kind of hard to see. That corner's a little tough also. So you don't want to hit the inside road border, but then when you go too wide, you kind of are super offline. Zoman does get the AT with the .1. So Zoman's still getting faster. I don't know. I'm pretty good in third person, actually. Kind of don't want to change that. That might be a good camera change spot. I like that. Oh, ah! Okay. Got a little fancy. Looks like we might get everybody finishing this time. We're waiting for Cactus. He does get a finish. So everyone with a time 46.0 is the cutoff. It's getting pretty fast. I've been consistent though, like at the very least 45.2, which now looking at the leaderboard doesn't put me very high up. But I think I should be able to get these at least into the 44s, hopefully mid 44s consistently. I think when I play in first person, my perception of the apex is that it's sooner in the corner than it actually is. Just barely, almost grazing the wall there. Okay, I liked that ending. Another 44.8. Definitely consistent with the 44.8. Not sure where people are going another half a second faster than that. Maybe that inner, but that doesn't seem like something Zoman and Kern would be going for in every single round. Oh, I hit the hit the inside wall twice to start the run. Oh, wow, this is a scuffed run for sure. Zoman is in need of a time. He's coming to the finish. Zoman kind of starting to become known for his DNFs in the early rounds, and this is going to be real tight. I don't think so. Nope, another one for Zoman. Poor Zoman, knocked out again with a DNF. Perhaps needing a change in his risk assessment for Cup of the Day. This feels scuffed. Probably should have reset, because I still would have had time for 2 full runs, but oh well. Sliding. And bobsled is tough. Somehow at 0.5, even with that start that I had. I think maybe it's the line at the end. That might be what I was messing up before. Still up. Oh, well, my speed is gone now. I think at the end here, I'm entering this corner a little bit later, and then I'm running more to the left here, kind of cutting a more straight line across this entire section. I think that might be where I've saved my time. Another big slide out in the bobsled. Seems like with that line, though, maybe I'm consistent with at least the 0.6. Again, everybody getting a time, so people are pretty consistent, except for Zoman at getting times. Any last-second snipes? Mac Cheesy coming in does get the snipe. Knocks out the blob. 45, so I really can't afford having like a rough run anymore. There's a lot of people in the low 45s. Yeah, I seem to be better at that corner in third person, so I'll just keep doing third. Ah, it taps the inside wall. And that corner, I mean every corner, but I think specifically that corner can be so risky depending on how tight you want to take it. I'm sure I've just lost a ton of time at the end of this track. So last week, Mackie said he had a pretty easy win after Zoman DNF'd in round 1. Hopefully we haven't made it too easy for Curran this week. Oh, Panda Main is putting some pressure on him. Gets a 0.2 himself. Okay, this is a super comparable run to my first. Run a bit higher. It still taps the inside. Okay, that higher line though. I like the higher line, and then I got a much better ending line. It's a little tough to get to the right side of that bobsled in time. That's another 0.5 though. Let's see, you got a few people coming in for an improvement right at the end. $45.4. So the elimination times are not going down that much. 45.2 actually was the elimination in that round. People may be a little inconsistent at getting the fast times. Still, I don't want to be in the 45s at all. That's starting to get risky. That felt so clean. And up a little bit higher so that we can come into that corner. Damn, still hit the inside wall. Every single run. That one didn't cost me too much. The bobsled was awful. And I'll be safe at the 44.6 in this round. Final round of 4 eliminations. But man, let's stop hitting that wall. I could get some really good times if I just don't hit that inside wall. Ooh, it's dangerous. Yeah, up almost 3 speed. I don't know how to do the bobsled at this speed. Ah! Okay, personal best though. I think I have this map figured out. Oh, I'm in first place on the leaderboard too. Nice. I think I have this map figured out. It's like this section you can do almost without steering, which is really nice. And then this section, getting that run up a little bit higher here so you can cut into this corner and then staying a little bit more to the left for almost a straight line. Right before the bobsled. It's just the bobsled that I don't quite have. And Quick Racer, my new nemesis, snipes me again. Seem to have turned chat off and players on at some point. I don't want to take wall taps. Oh, I don't want to take hops either. I'm not sure. I might have time for 2 runs. It's very tight. There we go. Finally, a good start. Ah! Too many buttons to press. Ah, I tapped the wall again. Stop hitting that wall. Okay, come on, quick reset. 44-7. Ooh, I don't think I have time actually to finish this run. Two eliminations. I don't think we're gonna have everybody being that 44-7. Another 44-2 from Quick Racer. Looks like Dorsey and St. Nicholas getting knocked out in this round. 44 is necessary now. Goose has been looking pretty strong on this truck also. Probably the one non-Cup of the Day winner that stands a chance. Sandals maybe has just figured it out. Sandals can go like a lot of rounds, maybe even outside the top 10, and then suddenly be in it at the end. So don't count him out too early. Oh, wow, what is that line? What am I doing? 0.5. Yeah, I don't think I lost like a whole ton of time, but that felt very out of control. New world record from Kerncobb. I was about to say this is kind of the time in Cup when I usually expect Kerncobb to just take off and disappear up the leaderboard. So maybe he's gotten to that point. I'm going to reset just because I think I can do this start a whole lot better. That was perhaps not a great example. Bit of air, and I'm gonna get some slide out, but that is a small improvement. I think I should be feeling good about putting 0.4s consistently, but clearly that is not enough anymore. That is 376 and Alex Tatar eliminated 9th and 10th. Good start. I like running high here, actually, because it makes it so that I have to do less steering overall. I might have steered too much through that section. I want to experiment with something here, too. I go, like, way higher. Am I just super fast for the end now? Kind of decent bobsled section. 44.5 is not great. I would even go as far as saying that's not safe, especially with Kerncobb being one without a time. I think I lost a lot through this slalom. Yeah, I did, apparently. Much faster this time. Oh, man. I'm sliding everywhere. I missed the finish. How did I miss the finish? I just needed any improvement there. I hate this so much. I'm so upset. Meryl does not snipe Goose. I just never figured out that bobsled with speed. Like when I wasn't tapping that wall, those times when I was having that +2, +3 speed, it was just too much. I didn't know what to do. Apparently trying to do it normally was the wrong answer because it caused me to hit the bottom of the finish. So Goose, the last of the non-Cup of the Day winners, has looked pretty solid on this track. Seeing a lot of early resets, round falling off the bottom of the track. Michael does kind of follow my line, going kind of unnaturally high on the wall ride. But I think that's less steering overall. Michael the only on their first run. It does do a very similar line to what I was doing. Let's see how he gets this bobsled. It's that little bit of airtime. Pretty clean entry. Here comes Kern. Ooh, wow. Michael with the 0.1. Faster than Kern's 0.1. So looking at GTR, whenever it decides to update. Kern has a 0.137, so not quite the record, but Michael suddenly very fast. Sandals and Goose needing times. Round with the 0.51. Sandals with the 0.55, and I'm not sure Sandals has time. Sandals is going to need a crazy run to get it within time, but it's all about Goose. Can Goose beat a 44.5? Ooh, interesting bobsled. I kind of like that better, actually. Goose into the finish does knock out Sandals, and I don't think... Yeah, Sandals is out, does not have time. So, wow, 3 people right in the 0.5s there. It's kind of the same as last round where I got eliminated. Bunch of very close times. Round gets some airtime. It does a similar bobsled approach that Goose had. And does improve to a 0.3, actually, so very good time from round. Yeah, any of these people in the top 5... Oh, Kern, by the way, sets world record, 44.0. Any of these people, it seems like, can put in really good times, although Kern might be a step above the rest. Queikel, if he can do the 0.1s consistently, has a good chance of winning this as well. The question is, can an actual Goose survive the rest of these, having only the 0.5 when everyone else had 0.3 or better? Kern loads in a little bit later. Just kind of see if he's going to catch these guys. There's actually not a lot of speed variation on this track because it's so high speed. It does kind of feel like the pack is getting bigger in front of Kern. Or maybe Queckel's just fallen off of it a little bit. Round goes a little wider on that turn. Kind of what I started to experiment with. Whoa, Kern, what is that bobsled? Is that good bobsled? Oh, Kern does the little flip around that I don't think saved him anything, actually. Quick Racer in first at the moment. Goose, again, the only one without a time. Quackel's 0.6 is very beatable. Everyone else 0.2, 0.3. Goose seems to be on a solid run. This will be the only time they put in. Ooh, I'm not sure if they tapped that inside wall. Oh, I think they tapped that one too. Ooh, that's going to lose them some speed. Can they still get away with the 0.6 on this run? Clean bobsled section. That seems to be Goose's best part of the track, actually, but it is only the 0.8 from Goose. Too many minor mistakes, which Clickle is now replicating by the looks of things. Did get cleaner around the turn at the top of the hill, though. And Kern with another world record with the 44.046. Kern's going to get a 43, probably in the finals out of nowhere. Kern Cobb, definitely the one to beat, as usual. Going for his 24th Cup of the Day win. He has now dropped 2 behind Mackie, who he had tied recently. Kern Cobb currently sitting on 23 Cup wins. Quick Racer sitting on 3, Round sitting on 10. Quackle sitting on the 1 that he got just a few weeks back. Be interesting to see if Quickle is actually a new consistent member of the Cup of the Day. Because he's a very fast racer. We haven't seen him much until recently. Ooh, Kern dipping a wheel off the track. Maybe getting a tiny bit of that inner wall red. Once again, seems like he's a little faster than everyone else up ahead, although Quickle's on a cleaner run this time than last time. Everybody with pretty similar looking runs. And different ideas of how to do the bobsled. And Kern Cobb with the 44.0. He's almost into the 43s already. Round with the 0.4 is not enough. He's going to need to improve. Quick Racer can also improve that 0.3 that he's got. Let's see both of them right here. Oop, Round again falling off the bottom of the track. Has just enough time to reset. Quick Racer seems to be on a clean run so far. Not quite hitting the inside wall. Quackle probably wants to improve that 0.3 as well. Man, what can anybody do about Kern Cobb? No improvement from Quick Racer. It's all down to Round. And all we know about this run is he did not hit that inside wall. Might come down to this bobsled. Round goes pretty straight off the bobsled. Angles the car a little bit to the right. Kind of shaky bobsled at the end, and Round will be eliminated. So Kern Cobb, Quickle, Quick Racer, the top 3. Quackle, obviously a new player, only has the 1 Cup of the Day win and pretty much no other meaningful results. Kern Cobb does have a ton of wins. And Quick Racer, unfortunately for him, a ton of second places. Quickle a little bit lower into that downhill turn. And rides a touch higher. Kern at an early reset. Man, Quickle getting very aggressive with the corner cut. Quick Racer, though, getting aggressive with the second corner cut on the right side of the track. Quick Racer runs a little higher, setting up for that turn. You see Quickle does kind of struggle to come out of it cleanly. Neither of them looking super comfortable with the bobsled. And Quick Racer had a big slide on the bobsled, and that is actually the difference right now. 7/1000ths of a second. Maybe with a cleaner bobsled, Quick Racer could have been ahead of that. Let's see what Kern's got for us. A 44.1. Disappointingly not world record from Kern yet again. Quick Racer has time to reset once he sees this checkpoint split. Very far to the left, and he gets very aggressive with that first corner cut that time. Similar to what Quickle did on the previous attempt. Yeah, see, Quickle did it again that time. Quick Racer will be hoping for a better bobsled. This already looks like a better entry to his bobsled. No improvements though, so Quick Racer eliminated. And now it is the blindingly fast Kern Cobb against the new and incredibly quick Quickle. Not necessarily a new player, but new to Cup of the Day. See which of them can win in the finals. Can Quickle continue his trend of winning every time he's in the top 12? Or can Kern Cobb pick up a 24th win, putting him just one behind Mackie? We will see in these next couple minutes. Also, can Kern Cobb get into the 43s? Because it certainly seems like he's got that pace. And he does do this in a lot of Cup of the Days, or in the final 5-6 rounds, it's like he's suddenly figured out the track. As if him winning all the other rounds was him not having figured out the track yet. Quickle up the wall. Very high on the wall, actually. Maybe allows him to save a little bit more speed once he gets down to the bottom of that. See what Kern Cobb does. Also fairly high on the wall. And does have, I think, just a tiny bit more speed than what Quickle had at the flat spot. Quickle with a decent bobsled, 44.2. Very solid time. Slower than what Kern has done for a lot of this ending. And it's a different bobsled entrance from Kern. Ooh, very high, and it's going to miss the finish high, actually. Maybe trying something new in the finals is not the way to go. Or maybe he knew that run was bad. Quickle, again, let's see him through this kind of serpentine area. This is a slower run from Quickle. He actually, I think, had time to reset there. Did not. Not expecting an improvement out of Quickle. Kern Cobb, again, with a very similar speed to his last run. This is right about the pace Quickle had. Kern obviously has been putting in 0.0s, 0.1s. What is he going to put in on this run? Looks like a clean ending. Final turn to decide who wins. Kern with the more standard bobsled entrance he has been doing with that jump. Little bit of a slide, and Kern Cobb gets it with a 44.1. So GG Kern Cobb, win number 24. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see all stats and results for Zeepkist Cup of the Day, I will link my spreadsheet in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.